Final update: I confronted my ex-best friend. Turns out we were both lying to ourselves. Part 3. This will be my last post. I didn't plan on confronting Jess again, but after my talk with Talia, something in me needed closure. Not revenge, not reconciliation, just clarity. I texted Jess 2 words: coffee. She replied 3 hours later: sure. We met at the same cafe where I'd talked to Talia. Jess looked like herself, but also like someone I hadn't known in a long time. Polished, distant, like she'd learned to smile with her eyes closed. We sat down, and there was this long, awkward silence. I broke it. I talked to Talia. Jess blinked, sipped her drink. I figured you would. I told her everything. What Talia said, what I said, how our stories didn't line up. And then I just asked, point blank, why did you lie about me? She stared at me for a long time, then let out this small, tired laugh. Not cruel, just worn out. Because it was easier. Her voice cracked, and suddenly, I wasn't angry. I was just sad. Jess explained that she felt trapped in our friendship for years but never knew how to express it. That every time she tried to bring up boundaries, I'd shut it down with guilt or intensity. That she loved me, but it was the kind of love that started to feel like pressure, like weight. But instead of being honest, she said, I turned you into the bad guy because I couldn't admit I was just too afraid to outgrow you. That hit me harder than any insult could have. And then I admitted my truth. I did make our friendship my identity. I leaned too hard. I expected her to show up in ways I never asked for directly. I assumed closeness meant permanence. We were both guilty of writing each other into roles that didn't fit anymore. Me, the forever friend. Her, the loyal constant. And when life shifted, we didn't adapt, we just silently rewrote the story to protect ourselves. There were tears, some apologies, no hugs, no let's try again. We agreed to let it be what it was: beautiful, broken, formative, and finished. On the way out, Jess said, you weren't the villain, but you weren't the whole story either. Neither was she. I walked home feeling empty, but also lighter, like I'd finally dropped the weight of a friendship that died a long time ago. We'd just been dragging the corpse around out of nostalgia. So yeah, that's it. If you're still reading, thanks for walking with me through this strange grieving process. Sometimes love doesn't end with screaming matches or a betrayal. Sometimes it just stops fitting. And that's okay.